In the past 15 minutes, we've learned this 4-year-old boy has been found safe with family in Maryland, but police are still searching for his father. Norris Dail is being sought because his girlfriend, the child's mother, was found dead at an apartment on the Southside this morning.
There was an Amber Alert issued this afternoon for the little boy, but it was canceled when he was found safe. The woman's body was discovered at La Esperanza Apartments on University Boulevard near Beach. And these are the people involved. Norris Dail, 26 years old, his whereabouts unknown. Court records show he's been in a contentious relationship with Cynthia Aviles, who is the child's mother. At this point, police have not confirmed whether Aviles is the woman who was killed. We do know the couple has a child together, 4-year-old Norris Dail Jr., who again has been found safe in Maryland. We have multiple crews covering the story. We begin with Channel 4's Elizabeth Campbell with what we just learned from a news conference. Elizabeth.
Well, Mary, like you mentioned, the boy found safe in Maryland when he was dropped off by his father, but they are still looking for his father, who was last seen at the apartment complex, which is behind me. We've had security blocking off the entrance throughout the day, and this is at the intersection of University and Harvin Road, where we're told that witnesses last saw this 26-year-old man around 10 o'clock last night. Now, I want to show you again the picture of 26-year-old Norris Dail Sr. We can't show you this enough as police continue to look for him. Now, they say he's not a suspect in this case, but they do want to talk to him, as they say he is the boyfriend of the woman who was found dead this morning in her Southside apartment. Now, they say again that last night around 10 o'clock was the last time Dail Sr. was seen with his son, who again was found safe a few hours ago with a relative in Maryland after the Amber Alert was issued and then canceled. Now, police are also looking for the car that they believe he is in. Take a look at this car. They say they believe that Norris Dail Sr. could be in his girlfriend's car. Again, she's the woman who was found dead this morning, and police say her car is missing. It's a 2000 Mitsubishi Galant with a Maryland Baltimore Ravens license plate. The number is 1BK9546. We're also told there is a Ravens sticker on one of the windows. Now, at the news conference with the sheriff's office just minutes ago, they talked about the process that happened today of issuing the Amber Alert for the 4-year-old boy.
I don't think we could have done it any faster. I mean, we had FDLE with us, assisting us do the Amber Alert, and of course, FDLE is the one who issues the Amber Alert. I think overall, it took about an hour to get it done.
Now, what you are seeing is the same thing that we have been able to see. The golf cart you see with a man there is with security with the complex, not letting us on property. And from what we understand, the scene is further back on the other side of the complex, so we can't see all of the activity. But I can tell you several officers, even within the last 10 minutes, have been coming and going in this area. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of 26-year-old Norris Dail is asked to call 911. Reporting live from the South Side, Elizabeth Campbell, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now we want to give you a closer look at the timeline in this investigation.
Channel 4's Heather Lee is across the street from the apartment complex where neighbors watched as police took the victim's body to the morgue. Heather.
So, Mary, actually, I'm right next door. So through this fence, this is the apartment complex where all of this happened. And it is very difficult to see, but we really got to get right up on the fence. But you can see there is still the crime scene tape up, and investigators are still out there. We saw them out there just moments ago, so they are still coming and going from this crime scene. And again, like you said, Mary, they did just about an hour or two ago take the body of that woman out of the apartment and take it away in a van. We had a neighbor that was able to snap a few pictures for us, and we did again see her body being taken away by investigators. I want to give you a timeline of events here. This is what we know so far. At 10 p.m. last night, 26-year-old Norris Dail and his 4-year-old son were last seen leaving this apartment. At 10:15 a.m. today, JSO says officers were responding to a welfare check, and that's when they found the woman was dead. We don't know who made that welfare check, as we just heard in that that press conference. We just know that it was received via a phone call. And when investigators got there, they also found that her car was gone. Detectives found out that the woman was living here with her boyfriend Dail and his son. At 2:30 p.m., the public was notified that the 4-year-old was missing. At 3 o'clock, it was upgraded to an Amber Alert, which is done by the FDLE. That's something that JSO wanted to remind everyone. And then at 4:30 p.m., JSO says the 4-year-old had been found outside of town in Maryland with a family member, safe, but police are still looking for the boyfriend and the car. And around the same time is when we found out that that woman's body was being taken from the scene. So again, this is still a very active situation out here. It is a little bit difficult for us to see the scene, as you can see, but we're going to continue to monitor this situation. If we have any updates, of course, we will let you know. For now, we're live. Heather Lee, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Heather. Now, the I-Team has uncovered the missing man, Norris Dail, has a history of domestic violence with the child's mother.
Lindsay Gardner is joining us with that information. Lindsay?
Well, Tom, it's not surprising that the child was found with family in Maryland today. That is where this couple has an extensive history. We can tell you tonight, we believe the child's mother's name is Cynthia Aviles. We found that she was locked in domestic violence and child custody disputes with Dail in Maryland last year. In April of 2015, Aviles filed for custody of their child. In May, Norris Dail was charged with domestic violence. Aviles filed for a protective order. But when that hearing came a few weeks later, she didn't show and it was dropped. Almost immediately afterward, Aviles filed an appeal to that protective order against Dail. Throughout last summer, the couple were in mediation for their child custody case going to counseling. In July, that protective order appeal was also denied because Aviles didn't come to court to testify. That same month, Norris Dail was charged with domestic violence for a second time. In August, the judge ordered Dail to stay away from Aviles and surrender any firearms. But just weeks later, that couple was given joint physical custody of their son. And the very same day of that ruling, I found on Facebook that Cynthia Aviles changed her Facebook status to be in a relationship with Norris Dail. Now, this summer in June, we found a minor traffic ticket for Aviles here in Jacksonville. It is the first record of either of them being here in Duval County. She listed her Maryland address, and she was also driving the car tied to today's Amber Alert, the same one Dail is suspected of being in tonight. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is not releasing the victim's name, but they did say they believe the woman killed is possibly the child's mother and girlfriend of Norris Dail. Tom, Mary.
Thank you, Lindsay. Once again, the whereabouts of Norris Dail unknown. However, he is believed to be driving a car owned by Cynthia Aviles, a silver Mitsubishi.
Our crime and safety analyst Gil Smith is joining us now live. And Gil, police just gave us that new information confirming the child is safe, thankfully, that Dail dropped off the boy with relatives in Maryland. And the boy was last seen at the apartment complex at around 10 o'clock last night. Dail still unaccounted for. Clearly, he must have taken off north late last night.
Yeah, it sounds like he may have taken off as soon as he left this apartment complex and driven straight to Maryland. It sort of fits that timeline because it would take him about that much time to get there. But like you said, the main thing is that the child was located and safe.
Gil, police here are the officers who were looking for Dail. How do they question the family members where the child was found to see if they have any information about where Dail may have gone?
Of course, that's the first thing they're going to do is talk to the family members to see what his mood was like, what was his demeanor, what was he saying. The best thing would be if they could tell them where he was heading to if he gave that information. So they're going to talk with them. Now, the Jacksonville authorities may be traveling to Maryland with members of the Child Protection Team also because they may want to talk to the 4-year-old to get as much information as they can. Now, they don't want to talk to the child too often because that could rattle the child. So, you know, they want to keep the number of interviews to a minimum when talking with a 4-year-old about something as serious as this because the child may have seen the homicide committed.
So, Gil, is that where police are turning to now? Obviously, they got to find him first. How do they go about doing that? Where do they turn?
Right now, of course, their best starting point now is Maryland because that's where the child was left off. They could also tell if he was in the same car that he left with because he may have switched cars, he may have dumped the car. So they're going to try to get that information also. Also, the Department of Transportation highway photos of him arriving into Maryland or maybe even leaving after the time that he dropped off the child. So they'll look at those things. They'll also check in the Maryland area, because that's where they're from, to see if he may have contacted some other relatives, because he could have dropped the child off with one relative and then made contact with other relatives. So they're going to check with as many family members as possible and also friends in the area to see if they can locate him.
Gil Smith, Channel 4's crime and safety analyst. Thank you, Gil.
And just to recap, police are searching for this man, 26-year-old Norris Dail. His girlfriend was found dead this morning at the La Esperanza apartments on University Boulevard near Beach. Their 4-year-old son was missing too, but police have now determined he is safe with relatives in Maryland. If you can help us get the word out, though, we've posted this story on our Facebook page. Please head there, share the post with your friends and family.